Go ahead.
The issue of security, I think national security advisor has said that security that they are ready for the election. I am not a security man. I am just a citizen. I've been on campaign trail, and based on the assurance, I believe that the election should. I believe I submitted that election should go ahead. That we should go on with the election. After all, we have been on campaign. We have been touring everywhere campaigning for the election. Even now, as I'm speaking to you now, I'm still on the campaign tour in a village like that. So election should go on. Thank you.
Okay. Now, one of the major crises we are facing as a nation is the challenge of insecurity, and like you just said, this is threatening the actualization of holding the elections on November 6th. How is your and
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I think her network is disturbing her again.
No,
We get
I can
last
hear you.
question. Did she,
Repeat the question, please.
I think her network is disturbing. I don't actually know what she wanted to ask. But if I'm asking the question, my question would be: yesterday we had the citizens open for citizen parliament and Anambra election. Some of the guests are actually youth corpers who have been engaged by INEC.
to pub this out?
Augusta, your network is making you come and go, come and go. So if you just wait a minute and then sort it out and then come back, if you don't mind. Right, she dropped finally. Okay, my question is the yesterday we had the citizen parliament, some of the guests youth corpers who have been trained by INEC to help in conducting the election. And then some of them expressed the fear about sitting down on elections with not knowing whether their lives are secured or not. In fact, yesterday I learned a certain phrase that they have been told you are the chief security officer of your life. And therefore that implies that if you feel that you are not safe, just decide what is best for your well-being. So, from what you are saying, do you think will people actually come out to seeing that IPOB is threatening that people should stay at home? And then, from what has happened in the past, to take their seat at home, there happen to be serious consequences in the past. How would that impact on the election?
If we had expected 100% come out, the number drop. The number we are not going to have the same number again because of that. Because of INEC, IPOP, no, no election slogan, no election slogan. People will, many or some will not come out to vote. Why some come, we vote, we stand for the election. We had issue of no census in Anambra sometime in 2006 and all that during the mass of last 2017 had issue of no election in Anambra. Then 2021 we are facing issue of no election again. But I can assure you that the election will take place. The reason being that you cannot shift the election more than 90 days. Once 90 days before the handover, your election must be conducted in line with the constitution 90 days before the handover, no matter what. And like I always stated, if one person comes out to vote, I let the record one person and declare the results. And that one person, the governor will emerge and start ruling everybody, even those that have voted and those that did not vote. What am I saying in essence? What I'm saying in essence, no matter whatever thing that I think, a security will put up additional additional security infrastructure on in the state already. They are already moving into Anambra to make sure that the election will not be interrupted. But that, no matter what agency people are already having this. Some are having this. I won't participate at but and we are going to have a party, yes, but the election will go.
All right, before we go back to this issue of further security issues, before you come on, Mr. Chooks Ogunaka, I've been telling us why he feels that the person who will sit in Awka and Amanda will be being discussed is not that person that Senator Efan. You are here to speak on behalf of APC and your candidate of Senator Andy Uba. Why do you think Andy Uba should be the person sitting in Awka in February next year?
Thank you. One thing is that Andy Uba is that man that will provide leadership. Leadership in essence. One, Andy Uba as a senator, if you look at what he has been doing regarding focusing on institutional framework, to strengthen institutions. Actually, you can never drive without strengthening institutions of various sectors. You look at his bill on agriculture, you look at his bill on railway, trying to create competitiveness in the railway sector and bring private participation in the rail sector. If you look at the transport and his bill on infrastructure financing, that 10 trillion mode of financing infrastructure, like road infrastructure. Today, Nigeria is now thinking in that direction, like issue of alternative funding. You had MTN coming to fund the beginning of N1 expressway and some other. I can't be funding some other projects and other. What am I saying? And by that man that is coming to one to mitigate some of these laws in Anambra, like the one he gave up for agricultural credit loan, the one on rail sector and water. And Dubai is coming to open up the system that allows experts in various sectors to come in. And Dubai is not claiming to be Mr. Know It All, but it's that leader, that man that provides leadership. While most persons are talking about themselves, and Dubai is talking about a man that understands media and modern communication. If Elomba knows about modern communication, I am about not know. I know what it should be. Okay, Elomba come and handle this sector. This man that knows about infrastructure at the front, come and handle this infrastructure. This man that knows about agriculture, come and handle. That was what MI Opera did. MI Opera, the likes of some experts on agriculture and that, he gave leadership platform for various individuals to play on a certain sector and he sits driving the leadership. What Andy is coming to do is not to assume ownership of every sector, but to take a part leadership that individuals with confidence in a particular area will excel. Get the number right. That's what Andy is coming to. Andy is not coming to play Mr. Solomon to be the wisest man. One thing about him is that he has been in the system. We know Andy, we know his weakness and his strength. We know you have seen him. Because people used to say that Andrew Bad is not well. But when you look at his bill is not bill for Atalanta. If you look at that bill, Andrew Bad manufacturing, you find out critical bill for critical institutional framework to drive new growth. And if you look at this thing, Anambra is here. Anambra has very institution. Talk about every sector. There is no sector in Anambra that has strong institution, but we have strong men. We have strong men in Anambra with weak institution. So Anambra is coming to strengthen institution to drive growth. You can never anywhere. No state can drive institution. We have strong men with strong institution to galvanize growth. That's what Anambra is coming to do. For instance, if you look at Awka, we have Awka Capital Development Authority. That cannot provide anything to drive. The Awka Capital Development Authority is too big as an institution drive because any big man just stand against them. What are you doing here? We have big institutions. We need a man that has played so active in strengthening institutions. We need a man that has invested on education. If you look at Anambra today, one thing media has never calculated that Anambra is the biggest investor in
Please, I would like to be like a question and answer from here now. When I'm asking, please, can you tell me since he became a senator, what has he done for Anambra citizens? If he's on, he should answer me.
Please ask all your
So I can.
questions at once so that you can react at once.
Okay. First of, okay. No, hold on, brother. They said I should answer my questions at once. Okay. So first of all, what has he done for Anambra citizens since years that he have been there? Secondly, you've been talking about the educational sector. Please, can you point out where and where, which is it university level, which university? Okay. If it's secondary school, which secondary school? If it's primary or nursery, let him tell us. Then coming to the part that he said that people will be scared. Let me take for example now. Is it at home order have been there for some time? And he said that we should all come out. How is he telling us to come out? Yeah, I know I will come out. But how is he telling the citizens of Anambra to come out and vote when all of them have been inside from every Monday, even on their sit at home on Friday they did, and nobody came out. We couldn't see any military personnel telling us to go out, come and do our normal businesses, and you are telling us to come out on that day. So I would like you to just brief, give me, just let me make it brief, put all the answers together. Let me understand. Thank you very much.
Okay, just before I allow you to answer, it's good just before I allow you to answer. Remember that we have other panelists, so I would ask that you try your best to answer as swiftly as possible.
Okay, thank you. Let me start from the what anti-bad assassination. You know, I've mentioned about. Let me start from here. After the bill, I'll move to project. Let me start. Permit me to start from the bill. Anti-bad.
Kindly keep it short. Once you keep it short, and then we can go on.
Okay. Then now the bills for Mantuba. Let me mention them. One, one. Yeah, is a bill for an act to amend company income tax 15, sponsored by Antuba. A bill for an act to provide for delegated legislation, monitoring and control. Bill 215, sponsored by Antuba. A bill for an act to enact the criminal injury compensation, sponsored by Antuba. Corrupt parties and other related offenses amendment bill 15, sponsored by Antuba. A bill for an act they are built in Nigeria Railway Corporation and Nigeria Railway Corporation bill, sponsored by Antuba. They did for an act to amend the Public Holiday Act 2010 and other movements, sponsored by Antuba. They did for an act to establish Nigerian Infrastructure Fund, sponsored by Antuba. They did for an act to amend the Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund, sponsored by Antuba. They did for an act to amend National Inland Water Act, sponsored by Antuba. A federal consumer protection bill, sponsored by Antuba. A bill for an act to establish National Transport Commission 2016, sponsored by Antuba. National Road Fund bill, sponsored by Antuba. Nigeria Port and Harbour Authority bill 2016, sponsored by Antuba. Nigeria Postal Commission bill, sponsored by Antuba. Prison bill that changed the prison to correctional offender, sponsored by Antuba. In 2014, a bill for an act to amend NDDC Act 2014 for singular reason to accommodate Anambra as oil producing state, rehabilitation of class block at Awka Central School and Juba. The renovation of 5 classroom block at St. Andrew's Primary Triangle. New. I'm talking about school alone here. I'm talking about school alone. Construction of classroom block at Ubo High School, Ubo, for Manjuba. Rehabilitation of St. Luke Primary School, Isulo in Orumba South, for Manjuba. Construction of classroom block at Union Secondary School, Umomak, Orumba South, for Manjuba. Rehabilitation of classroom block at Community Secondary School, Ihite, Orumba South, for Manjuba. Rehabilitation and renovation of a classroom block at Akugo Secondary School, Umudim. I've said that one. Renovation of and completion of school building at
Ikechukwu, I'm sorry to interject here. Can you hear me?
You know, I'm listing the schools. I want to talk about.
I understand that you're listening. I understand. You're reacting to the question. Can you just keep the list short and then paste it on the comment section so people can read it there instead of you calling it one after the other, because it's going to take a lot of time.
Excuse me. You know, he asked a specific question. Can I mention projects? When I said something,
can I reply you to some of them? I'm still the same person speaking. Can I reply you to some of them?
Let our panelist finish giving his reaction, and then we'll see if we can accommodate you again. Please, Mr. Kichuku.
Renovation and completion of school building block at our community secondary school, our Ezinifite. Construction of classroom block, Central School, Azibo. Rehabilitation of classroom block, Upo High School, Upo. Rehabilitation of classroom block at Nanka. Renovation and construction of school block at AZMA Community Secondary School, Uli. Community Primary School, Uli. Renovation of school block at Boys High School, Ihiala. Rehabilitation of classroom at St. Michael Primary School, Ihiala. Rehabilitation of and construction of block of school block at Central School, Okija. Construction of school block at Ubeze Secondary School, Ozo Egbema, Ozobol. The roofing of 5-room classroom block at Zenos Primary School, Ozobol. I can go on and Akwihed, rehabilitation of secondary school block, community secondary school at Akwihed, rehabilitation of school block at community secondary school, Ezinifite. I can go on and go on. The data prove that Anjuba has invested more than any politician in school rehabilitation. That is for education. And I've told you about over 30 buildings, new school for skill development at Obizoga. The only thing is that he doesn't invest on media, but he has something undeniable, something on the that you can touch beyond institutional, focus on institutional development. And again, Flip Uba Scholarship Foundation has produced so many graduates, so many scholars in different fields without making noise. Go and check, even in UNIZIC. Go and verify from UNIZIC record from various sectors. And construction of the mass communication department of Nnamdi Azikiwe University from Senator Dr. Andy Uba without making noise. That departmental buildings from Andy Uba with communication masks donated to them. That is Andy Uba. He doesn't make noise about it. I can go on and on. I don't want to talk about
thank you so much, Ikechukwu.
Okay.
Ikechukwu. Thank you so much. And we have other panelists. Let's us go back to Uche. Uche, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Now you have heard representatives from the YPP and the APC, but in your opinion, looking at the state of affairs in Anambra State, will you say that the APC have done enough to convince India Anambra to trust them come November 6th?
Well, personally, as far as I'm concerned, the APC has always stood on the Honorable Senator Anambra, the representative from APC has listed. So, in fact, first of all, he said something about the when talking of APC, Senator Dr. Anambra doing kind of projects concerning schools in which no politician in Anambra has ever done. If of course the stats are there, and if I remember correctly, as at the time, Governor Peter, now I am not partisan. Let me make this. As at the time, Governor Peter left, Anambra State was number one in Nigeria when it came to education. If Peter B admission achieved nothing, they made sure that education was foremost in Anambra State. School-wise, reputation of schools that he has been listing the entire.
You're talking about governor. You're talking about
now. If okay, first of all, the question that you were asked, sir, you were asked in what capacity as a seated senator, not as a philanthropist. That's the question.
Yes,
so
not the governor.
If I am,
he was the governor of Anambra State, not a senator. If Anambra was a governor for 8 years, you would have done that.
Senatorial seat. Then let's prove our point from senatorial seat moving to a governor. Then let's talk about that. I would like to interrogate you with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Now, sir, I am drawing a comparison because the question you were asked was what he had done by virtue of his political position. Now, whether a governor or a senator, both of them are political positions. And now, why I drew that comparison was because you said no politician has ever done that. So you now trying to predict whether he's a governor or a senator doesn't really make much sense. But of course, I'm going to try to indulge you on that. However, apart from that,
the other one is Anambra State. When you talk about the other one is Anambra State. Anambra State. This one is a senator who is not executive of opposition. We are talking about you cannot compare a governor that handled the state budget.
Now, the list of bills that you say were sponsored by Senator Anambra, out of all of them, very, very few have been passed into law. That is number one. As a ladies, what?
He said out of all of them,
out of the to put it as a question instead of you are the analyst. So put it as a question.
Out of the plethora of bills that your candidate has sponsored while he was in the Green Chamber, how many of them have been passed into law?
Thank you. What you should be looking at is the bill you pass, the bills you push, you sponsored. Passing into law is another point of politics. But first is intention you consider. Let me give you an example. Bill for agri-credit loan sponsored by Anambra was assented into law in 2019. That bill was the aim of that bill is to advance commercial agriculture. That bill is the main reason why people are farmers are getting loans. That bill from Anambra. Farmers getting loan, agri loan that has been on in Nigeria for a while now is from Anambra. Even though that many don't know. Use Google and check. That bill was passed into law. It came to Anambra. The correctional center that led to reformation going on in prison came to Anambra. It was a bill Anambra was behind. I can go on and on. The only thing is that Anambra doesn't play in the media. I've just mentioned the agri subvention and loan to farmers that are.
So what you're trying to say is that only the agric something have come into law from Anambra. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not true. I mentioned agric. I mentioned prison bill. Again, another thing you need to know about some of these things that sometimes you come up with a bill and the bill will be passed and submitted to the president. Either the president return it back or veto the bill or whatever. But most times, the content of the bill will be used to enrich the existing policies of the government. Most cases. I give you an example.
Meaning that it is not yet passed into law. That's what you're saying.
No.
First of all,
What we are looking at. Listen, I mentioned bills that have been passed into law. And if I check, I can tell you more. If you look at the inland waterway bill, if you look at the inland waterway bill, not true. Most of them have been passed into law. And let me say,
you mentioned at the beginning that we should not look at you mentioned that we should not look at the bills passed in law, or we should look at the intentions. Did I remind you that politics is not a game of intentions? These are just about intentions. Every single person has honorable intentions.
Oga is not true. Listen, politics, inflaming public policy. Public policy you can help to shape public policy by means of suggestion. Your suggestion can shape a policy and help the country or help the state. That is what I'm trying to say. And if you look at issue of this, most of this bill and the basket, you find out that most of them have been passed. And the basket has the highest record of senator from Southeast with the highest bill that turned into law. Most other senators from Southeast has the number of the bill that was transformed into law than Anambra. Yet it doesn't make noise about them.
But please don't forget to answer me why you said that we should come out on election day when there is no security, even on the sit at home. Even on every sit at home. You have not told us why. I said that.
Mazionya is not the chief security officer of the state.
No, he said that we should come out and vote. But I asked him, what of the security of the people? What are you talking about?
I said that we have enough security.
Even on this way,
I said that we have enough security.
Okay, we have enough security, but people have been killed on the sit at home. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
If I may comment, since I think there is no other here, anybody can just start talking. Let me also start talking my own. My name is Ebuko. What I want to say here precisely is that I don't think anybody here has control of the security architecture. But today, as of today, the IG has already assured that they have over about 14 commissioners of police and about 5 police DIGs. Two police DIGs and about 4 or 5 assistant inspector general. That has been deployed, a very top senior police officers, all of them together almost over 30 of them or thereabouts. Almost over 30 or thereabouts. They've been deployed to ensure that the security of people who are going out to vote, to cast their vote on November next week, is ensured. And so I think if that kind of assurance is coming from the top police hierarchy, I think we are assured that there is safety, there is security. So that's my own contribution towards the argument.
We thank you, Ebuka, we thank you very much, Ebuka, for your interjection. Who next are we expecting to speak so that we have an orderly comment? Who is about to speak now?
Can I say something about this security something? I won't ask anybody any question, but I just want to speak something now. I want to speak about something.
All right, David, in 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, you are saying about security. I would like to use Nnewi that I visited today as an example. I left there like not less than 5 minutes ago. In the morning, you will not see any policeman in front of area command in Nnewi. But in the evening, they will come out because they mounted a roadblock in front of Nnewi area command. All of them goes into area command, lock the gate, lock the small gate. and they're telling us there's security. Who is the person to secure us? Then this every night they will come out, come in front of the roadblocks. How will I put it now? Try to force people of their money because maybe they are carrying a bag. What are you holding? What are you holding? Okay, pack well. We know them. Okay, at the end, you will pay 500, you will pay 1,000, and you leave. But in the morning, in the afternoon, when you need them, when this will be putting our votes down, you won't see any of them. Okay, all those times that there are insecurity in Anambra State, it wasn't in the night. It was normal day time, morning, afternoon, evening. You won't see these people on the way. And you're telling us to come out fully, to come and put our votes down for our candidates, right? How do you want an old woman of 60 years to come out after hearing that they burnt this one, they did this one? Please answer these questions.
I think you made a very important observation. That also harmonizes with what our youth corpers are saying on this forum yesterday. So, Ebuka, how would you respond to this issue of if the people cannot see any security officer on the road, how now can you assure simply because you posted 5 commissioners of police over the radio? How would that convince people to come out and vote on an election day?
No, the fact of this whole matter, at least a fair understanding of how the security apparatchik, works. When you have very top officers in the police force or in the army, or coming to moved to a place, by the mere fact of their presence, it brings a lot of sanity, a lot of security. So the security, as far as they are there to do the job, except that themselves are compromised. Except they themselves are compromised. When you have top police officers confined in Anambra State as it is, today, because as of today they've already been deployed under the command of DIG Ebunike also. He's the person that coordinating the activities. So when you already have about 14 commissioners of police, when you have a single commissioner of police to a state, and now you're having about 15 or so in all to Anambra State because of the kind of security we are going to have. Then the fact of the matter
is that the ones around now are compromised. Are you trying?
With their presence alone, we have enough personnel, and if they are committed to their job. The only concern is if they are compromised. If they are not compromised, they will get the job done. That's a simple fact.
Okay, thank you so much, Ebuka. Remember that this is a panel discussion. If you want to make a contribution, kindly raise your hand, your digital hand, and please try not to interrupt when others are speaking. I can see Infinix notes. Infinix. Okay, I think I lost you there. Raymond Miracle.
No, her name is Raymond Miracle
Adeze. Okay, Raymond Miracle Adeze, your hand is up. Please unmute yourself and make your submission.
Good evening. From every indication, we know that probably the election is the go ahead, except for the security issues we have on ground. So in as much as they're deploying security officials and stuff, it is not reassuring the people. The people are not reassured of their security. So there's no how you tell someone to come out and vote that you have 10,000 military battalions on ground that they will come out. It's not possible because they've seen things happen before them. So we need more than just telling us you deployed security officials. We have top ranking people on ground and they are ready to do their work. No, we need more than that for an assurance. You won't tell a woman that goes to market every day and probably every Monday she runs away from the market probably because of the sit-at-home situation and insecurity that you have deployed millions of battalions, whatever. She's not going to come out. It's not possible. So more than whatever it is they've deployed and whatever it is they said over the air, the people need assurance. The masses need assurance of security. Okay. Nobody wants to toil with their life.
Okay, and what assurance do you think that the masses need? What more can the federal government do?
Okay.
Please go ahead.
if I'm to suggest, we know we have few days left for the election, and in as much as they've added that they've deployed persons, they've deployed personnel, we need to see these persons act. We need to see something before then. Okay, because if we keep having issues of unknown gunmen, and at the end of the day, there are no courts, there is no justice, there is nothing, and just lies, and everything just is being swept under the carpet. And you tell us that they're going to bring out 10 million people. We are not trusting you for anything. So what I'm saying is this: if they've deployed security officials and whatever, they should get them working beforehand. So people have an assurance that yes, we have something on ground. So you don't start ghosting them until that day.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's go back to the discussion. Who sits in Awka? Let's go back to Carmen. Carmen Chooks, are you there? Carmen? Carmen from YPP, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Awka.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Now tell us, why should your candidates be voted come November 6th?
Okay, Augusta, thank you very much. Before I go into that, I will have a contribution to make on this security thing. I think there is no need for us to deceive ourselves. We have a problem in Anambra State. We have a problem in the southeast. Abacha said something. He said, if insecurity lasts more than 48 hours, you know that the hand of government is involved. Somebody made a germane comment. The people stay in the federal government that wants people to be reassured and not to come out to vote in an upcoming election. They would have started by ensuring that people come out on Mondays, on the preceding Mondays before that election. That's how the reassurance comes. You don't reassure people with mere words and statements, phrase statements. We are in Nigeria. We are insecurity. Unfortunately, the APC government has not done well when it comes to security in Nigeria as a whole. Before it was in the north, later it got extended to the west before the west came up with Amoteku and did a good job in stopping the very largest insecurity. Now we have insecurity out here. And when you see the way the whole thing is, it's unfortunate. We have a state government and governor who is saying to use the word naive. If we are to have a proactive state governor, he should know that what is going on is not something it will do to the federal government. He should know that there is something called local policing. You should know that our vigilantes, our village setup should be done in a way, should be networked. But all these things are not happening. It's actually playing into the hands of whatever agenda the APC has for Anambra State. It's simply, that is just the plain truth. And we cannot hide away or shy away from that. Now, what is the solution? The solution that we have as in Anambra is what we call mass action. The type that we did during the end. Something to do something in the very of the Nigerian society. It shows that the will of the people cannot be manipulated. When the people are collective in their resolve that enough is enough. If our people decide that this plot ongoing to fix an unpopular government in Anambra State will not happen, our people will choose to come out en masse on the 6th of November, that's Saturday. And you'll find out that nothing will happen. Those, whether you call them unknown government, in Imo State, they said they saw some DSS and this one and that one, all those speculation, whatever guys you call them, whether they call them security men, whether they call them unknown,
on that day where the people are out, how can they operate?
Carmen.
That is the question.
Carmen, please react to the question. We are out of time.
We need collective and mass action for us to overcome whatever it is they are planning for Anambra State. That is that on security. Coming to why I believe Anambra should vote for YPP and Senator Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi. It's a very simple thing. The choice before Anambra is a choice between going forward in the next 8 years and a choice between continuing on the backward pedestal that we have been on, the backward trajectory. We have had rulers who are conscienceless, soulless, and don't care whatever about the people. We don't want you to come and tell us how you write bills, you did this bill, you did that bill, and people are hungry, and our roads are impassable, and our schools are dilapidated, the infrastructure is messed up, and then you innovated schools in Mars or in Jupiter. We know, we are Anambrarians, we know ourselves. We know all those schools. We know all those roads. We are not well. Anambra is in a sorry state. And the only person among the contenders I'm seeing who is genuine enough is coming, who has taken his personal investments in the state as a social contract pact with the people to say, I have investment in this state. I want to make this state work. If I don't, go and carry out an NSAS riot on my properties. I have a stake in the state. I won't finish ruling the state and go to Texas back to my swimming pool. No, I am here. I'm part of you. The antecedent speaks for itself. He has always been with the grassroots. He has always worked for the grassroots. What he did with the COVID, he know that state-of-the-art hospitals can be built in 4 months. It happened in Anambra State because of Senator Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi. Do I talk about the legacy projects that he has? Do I talk about the International FIFA Certified Stadium? Do I talk about all his interventions? Even as a private individual, when he was giving kerosene and all those things. We need a man that has the milk of human kindness, number one. We need a man that is an idea bearer, a capacity-laden individual that knows what to do at every point, that knows the old nooks and crannies of Anambra State. If you're talking about Anya Melem or Anako, if you're talking about Obaru, if you're talking about Iwogu, if you're talking about Obo, he knows because he has been there, he has mixed up with the people, he has raised people from there. And then he has another unique thing going for him. He has a knack for discovering individual talents. He has a knack for saying, I know you'll be good in this place, go and handle it. These are the things that Senator Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi is bringing to the table. He is not coming to look for wealth because God has already blessed him with wealth. So what he's coming to do is to make a name, to leave a legacy. That is why it is very important that in this election, we have to look at all the contestants. We have to look at their pedigree. We have to look at their antecedents. What were their track records? What were they doing before today? The ones that are now answering call today, do they have record of answering call in the past? The ones that are saying, I want to drive the trailer of Anambra State, does the person have a drive? Has the person ever driven a vehicle before? A Volkswagen Beetle? These are the factors, these are the questions. When you place among the 4 major contenders, you see a wealth creator and then an employer of labor against salary earners, against people that came out because my godfather says, go and contest the election. I will back you so that you win and you come back and we'll sit down at the table and we'll share in this same Anambra, in this same nation where the resources are dwindling on a per second billing. We need bearers who will think outside the box.
Kindly conclude.
Think outside the resources that comes from the center because the resources are dwindling. The federal government has been going on a borrowing spree. Obviously, the HBC at the center has run out of ideas. So we need a governor that has even the contact. That has the contact to say, I can go to this place and bring in so and so people and we can join hands together and deliver for the state. These are the kind of things we should be looking at. Not people that will wait, collect security votes, and then tax people that sell ogiri and ogo and apple, collect their own tax, and then embark on an ostensive and inhuman lifestyle while people are growing in things. That is not what we are
please
looking
conclude.
for. That is why it is very important that as we go into this election, our people needs to think. We need to think critically. We need to examine the records of these persons who are smiling now, who are coming with great theoretical skills, who are toasting us practically. You know, we need to question their credentials. We need to ask who were there before today, because this was what led us to where we are today. Somebody came and said, "I trust this person. He was a former banker. He worked in Tesaco. In fact, he's the best thing for Anambra, and this is where we are today." And that same person is coming again now to still say, "I want to bring another person. He served the Rumelu in a hotel, 5-star hotel, so he's good for Anambra." Or another one that came to say, "I don't want
Chief,
to."
let me ask you this question, Augusta. Chief, let me ask you this question because Augusta said he want to round up very soon. Augusta, if you allow me now, the Southern and Middle Belt Alliance are asking whether they should endorse a candidate in this election, and it's a big debate going on now. So tell me, can you give me just two reasons in your mind why you think somebody should endorse Senator Fanyoba as the preferred option in this election? Two reasons in your mind.
Yeah, one is very jamming. There was a time we did what we called handshake across the Niger, where we had meeting in Enugu with our brothers in the West. You saw how it went. None of these contenders were there, except Senator Dr. Patrick Ifeanyi. Why? He has the pedigree. He has the capacity. He has that knowledge of what needs to be done. He has the drive, the courage. He has no skeleton. This is the most important thing. Because the problem many of these politicians have, which is the reason
so
why...
one, like I said, we are running up. One is in your mind is because he is acceptable around the... Is that what you are saying?
He has no skeleton. He cannot be blackmailed. So he can take a stand for the Southeast, on the Igbo. You understand? And he will stand.
One. The second one?
The second one is that he has the ideas. He is an idea bearer, like I always say. He has the ideas on what needs to be done. You know,
all right. Okay. Thank you. He's an ideas man.
Calling a different version of Dimo.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Thank you so much, Carmen.
The type that we use Jojo to get what he wants, to get the results that he seeks. So
thank you so much, Carmen. Let us hear from one more person. That's the last. That's our last participant for today. Infinix Note 10 Pro. I asked you your name and I didn't get a response from that.
If he's not giving us a name, we're not calling.
Okay, let us hear from the non-partisan analyst Uche, and then we will round up. I can see that Ikechukwu is no longer here. Ikechukwu, if you're here, kindly indicate so that I will call you before I round up. But Uche, are you here?
Sorry, I was muted. So I have heard the submissions of both the reps of APC and the YPP. It is quite unfortunate that the other members of the Big Four, like you call them, the Awka and the PDP, are not here. But unfortunate as it is, one thing stands clear: as an Anambra indigenous, an Anambra citizen, as an Anambra person, a person who is an Anambra of age of franchise, votable age, there is not a lot to be excited about. The atmosphere as it stands leaves a lot to desire by virtue of not just the insecurity, which leaves the election swinging on the pendulum whether it will happen or not. besides that, the candidates themselves and the political parties touting them, projecting them, there are a lot of issues that need to be looked into precisely. And first of all, let me also take this opportunity to correct the YPP. When I talked about YPP, I never said they were unknown. I said previously untested was the word I used. Previously untested. I know. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Exactly. So it is because somewhat variable. However, be that as it may, I can try to presume to know who will emerge as Awka come November 6th. However, I must say one thing. Anambra State, as it is right now, is on the verge of whole new beginning. This is 30 years of creation of the state. The Awka, Political Party has handled power. And before them, we're the PDP. We are turning a page in Anambra. And we have gone beyond the politics of federalism. We have gone through that era, survived that era. We have gone beyond the politics. In fact, in a tradition of sorts wherein any person who has Awka and ousted by times they try and not re-elected into Awka again. Now, that is not, I claim to know the veracity of that statement. In fact, this election will put it to the test. However, all I can say, all political parties will go and they will battle it out through voting. And I can only say, let the best.
Thank you so much. Ikechukwu, if you're here, kindly indicate. I don't think he's here, and that's as much as we can take on today's panel discussion. We have been discussing Anambra 2021, who sits in Awka. Special thanks to our panelists. We invited representatives from the Big Four, but only representative from the APC and the YPP finally accepted the invitation and showed up. Special thanks to Ikechukwu Emeka Onya and Carmen Chooks. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.